The way we see ourselves shapes our lives, but how others see us can reveal what we overlook in our own reflection. Hi, my name is Jordan Johnstone, and today I will be interviewing Frank, my dad. And throughout this conversation, we'll explore how others see me, which may offer insights on my self concept. My dad obviously has known me for my entire lives and seen me in various situations, and his input will help me understand how I come across others every day and under pressure. In his interview, I will ask my dad about my approach to solving problems, what he thinks motivates me when I face challenges, and which of my personal traits stands out the most to him. Hi, Dad. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you taking your time and taking your time out of your day to be here answering my questions.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And for my first question would be, how would you describe my approach to problem solving?
Well, one thing that I've seen with you is your approach is to balance logic with creativity. So instead of jumping into a situation and trying to solve the problem right away, you take the logic, which is you break it down and you try to get deep down into it. And then you use your creativity ultimately to make a well-informed decision on how to accomplish or how to overcome that situation and ultimately solve that problem. You are very flexible, and so you are able to get into many different situations and overcome those issues that you find within those situations and ultimately overcome those problems.
I appreciate your thoughts. I've always tried to balance my logic and creativity all together, and I also do agree that I'm very flexible. That there's always room for flexibility in my trait. Let's move on from problem solving, and I would like to move on to something a little bit more personal. What drives me when I'm faced with challenges? And for my second question, it will be, what do you think motivates me when I'm faced with something challenging or when I'm working on something challenging?
One of the things that I've seen with you throughout your entire life is your sense of accomplishment. That is something that I feel that really motivates you, is seeing a task all the way through and knowing that you are capable of finishing that task, whatever it may be. And that's probably the biggest thing that I've seen with you in your motivation.
I completely agree with you. I do find motivation in pushing myself to grow, striving for more things and accomplishments I haven't thought of before. Thank you for your insight. And now, from a different angle, I would like to discuss a particular personal quality of mine that you admire. And that leads us to my third question, which is, what personal trait of mine do you admire the most?
I think the biggest trait that I find most admirable in you is your persistence. So that's so whether it's been your journey through school or journey through any task, I find that you've been very persistent in making sure that you accomplish that task. Um, you're one of the most persistent people that I know, and I'm so grateful of that. I'm great that is a quality that you do have, because not many people have that quality of being able to see a task all the way through its to its end. Um, but that is one of the biggest things that I see in you, and that is the most admirable quality that I feel about you.
It's wonderful to hear that you see my persistence as admirable. I've always felt that my resilience is a key part of who I am. That wraps up our discussion of my self-concept through your eyes, and I appreciate your time. I appreciate you being here and taking time and inputting your honest and thoughtful responses.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Dad, for sharing your thoughts with me today. It's been very eye-opening to hear how you view me through your eyes, and which will ultimately lead to a better self-perception. And I'll leave you all with this thought: knowing others is intelligence, but knowing yourself is true wisdom. A quote by Lao Tzu. Thank you all for listening.